The ripple effect is real, says loggers, after the biomass plant on Fort Drum closed this past spring. As 7 News reporter Zach Grady tells us, jobs were lost and costs are up.
Our chippers have been sitting idle. Wood at the mills have been at full. Getting rid of the material has been awful.
For Kirk Clybor, foreman at K&E Logging, the closing of the re-energy biomass on Fort Drum is putting a cut into business.
We've lost half of our bottom line. You know, it's double our cost. It's, you know, parts and stuff are still the same price. You know, fuel's gone up.
The facility closed because it lost possible economic incentives due to New York State no longer recognizing biomass as a source of renewable energy. The plant at one time provided 100% of power on post. John Bartow, executive director of a nonprofit organization who advocates for the logging industry in New York State, says 24 trucking contracts and the jobs associated with those contracts have been lost.
We lost a dozen logging operations. Those people have had to go find work elsewhere. We saw a lot of equipment get turned in and auctioned off. You know, so that's a loss of significant jobs.
Loggers say with the biomass plant open, they were able to keep the forest floor clear of scraps and debris. Now, the complete opposite is occurring.
All the tree waste that we normally would chip and send to the biomass plant now has to be cut down smaller and brought back to the woods. And we're bringing about roughly 500 tons every 2 weeks back to the woods.
The K&E foreman says the combination of fuel costs and the lack of need for transport has also forced him to let one of his employees go.
With guys, we had to take a guy away. It's just, there's no work for him.
Since re-energy's closing, Fort Drum is getting its electricity from the power grid. More than 24 employees of the biomass plant were laid off as well when its doors closed. Zach Grady, 7 News.